Welcome guys, today we'll be creating a waterfall card and we'll be featuring the stamp set Darlin Donkey. So if you're interested in this, please do stick around. Welcome guys to my creative corner. This is Claudette, where I create projects using stamps, inks, paper, mixed media, embellishment, and a whole lot of joy. If you're new to my channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell icon so you can be notified when I upload my latest videos. So a waterfall card is going to be featuring the stamp set Darlin Donkey. And this stamp set is one of our celebration items. So if you spend a minimum of $50, you could get this stamp set as a gift. So let's get into today's project. So what you will need for our base of our card is measuring 5.5 by 8.5, and then we're going to score it down the middle at 4.25. And I am using, in the sample I use our gorgeous grape. So now I'm going to be using Coastal Cabana, and we're going to go ahead and fold this down in half. Take my bone folder and go ahead and make a crease. So we have that. Then we're going to need a piece of paper to design the front, and this is our designer series paper. So this designer series paper is measuring 4 by 5.25. So we're going to go ahead and glue that down. Then you're going to need a strip of paper. This is measuring 1 inch by 4 inches. So what you want to do is just add some glue just to the outside edges. And I'm just going to put it to the bottom of our card. Then what we're going to need is a strip of paper. So this strip of paper is measuring 2 inches by 9 inches. Then let's go ahead and score this. So we're going to score this at 2 inches, 2 3/4, 3.5, and then 4.25. Then what I'm going to come in and do is bring in my scallop tag topper punch. So I'm just going to go ahead and punch that to the end of this strip. So then what we're going to do is just burnish those creases that we made. Okay, so what we also going to need is you're going to need 4 pieces of cardstock here. And these are measuring 2 by 2. And then I have some white pieces of cardstock, and you're also going to need 4 of those, and those are measuring 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. So you're also going to need a longer piece of cardstock. This one is measuring 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. So let's go ahead and bring in a scrap piece of paper. We're going to go ahead and stamp our images. I am going to bring in our Memento black ink, because I'm going to be using our alcohol markers. So what we're going to go ahead and stamp a couple of the donkeys. Then I'm going to stamp Hey Friend to the top. So I'm going to go ahead and do all my stamping first, then we'll do our coloring. This celebration cycle will be ending February 28th. Our next cycle will be coming up in July, and that's going to end in August. So this is a time of year where you could build and get free products for every $50 that you spend. I'm just going to take this sparkle design and add and fill in those white areas. Okay, so next what we're going to do, I'm just going to bring in this longer piece and stamp that up. So on this, I'm going to add hee-haw. And as well as we're going to use another stamp set to say, with a great big wish for happiness. Then also in this corner right here, I'm going to just stamp a little donkey. And I'm going to add a couple of those little sparkles there to the corner too as well. Okay, so now we have our stamping done. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is color in our images. And then the colors that I use is light and dark smoky slate, light and dark smoky slate, which is a gray. I also use the ivory for his nose and feet. And I use Granny Apple Green for the rose. So I'm going to go ahead and color those in. So now that the coloring is done, I'm going to take my black gel pen and I'm just going to enhance his eyes. So let's bring in our sample. And we're going to start gluing from here. So this is going to be our top piece. And then this piece right here is going to be our bottom piece right here. And then here, right underneath here is where we're going to put that longer card right under here. Okay. So now that we've finished coloring our pieces, we're going to go ahead and bring in the bottom layer for this. So this is the purple pieces and we'll go ahead and glue those together. I'm going to be listing all the measurements and the supplies down in the description down below. So once we have those with our layers, what we're going to do is bring in our mechanism and we're going to start gluing that together. Okay, so we're going to start with our bottom layer first and we're going to build up. So I'm going to add glue to this whole large square. And then we're going to add our section right underneath that score line. You don't want it on the score line because then your mechanism is not going to flow nice. So you want it just underneath the score line. Then we're going to just add some glue to the next section. And then it continues till you reach your top layer. If you guys getting any creative value from this video, go ahead and smash that like button. Then we're going to open that up. And then we're going to add this section right underneath this. Okay. So I'm just going to keep that a little bit away from that score line. Then we're going to bring in the base of our card. And we have that space in between here. Remember, we just glued to the edges. We're going to slip this through right there. And then we're going to be gluing this bottom layer down to this strip of card. So you want this edge to meet with this edge right here. So what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of glue along this edge. We're going to add our mechanism through that strip. And then I am just going to butt these two pieces up together and make sure those edges align. Then I'm just going to add a little bit of ribbon here to this. And I'm going to just tie a bow. All right, so then for the inside layer of our card, you're going to get a piece of cardstock measuring 5¼ by 4. And I'm just going to go ahead and stamp one of the donkeys in here. So we'll go ahead and add that to the inside of our card. Then I'm just going to add some embellishments here. The only thing I would say when you're making these cards, to the bottom where you have this longer strip, you could consider leaving this piece out and just stamp on the purple area, because if your recipient pull it too far down, sometimes it'll get caught up on these edges right here. I hope you guys got value from this video. Get out there and be creative. This is Claudette. Thank you guys for tuning into my creative corner, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.